And we're live. How's it going, people? So, once again, I'm doing my veteran suicide awareness video where I take a topic that I like and I just kind of riff on it. I'm trying to go with this theme of things that like make themselves that are kind of related to veteran suicide or that make people kill themselves. So, today we're going to be talking about atheists because we're going to be talking about atheism because I actually believe that the greatest I believe the greatest lie ever told is religion. I understand that a lot of you put a lot of faith in it. Faith. It's cool. But I'm an atheist, so I just want to talk to everybody about atheism so everybody understands it a little bit better. Once again, if you're having problems or if you know somebody who has problems, of course, call me, call the VA, call Army One Source, or call EMS. Because once every 2 days, a veteran commits suicide. And yeah, that's kind of a lot. About 177 a year. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about atheism. So, what is atheism? Atheism is simply, I don't believe in God. That's it. It's really no deeper than that. You say there's a pie in the sky deity who created everything, and I say, nah, not so much. I don't buy that. And that's about where it stops. Like a lot of people think atheism is some sort of a community or like a fellowship, kind of like Christianity. Like a lot of theists believe that. A lot of theists think that whatever it is I say I accept is my belief. That's not quite how that works. like there are a lot of things that people accept as true that are outside of organized religion, like a lot. And a lot of things that are true that are outside of organized religion, and that's why we accept them because they actually are true. Like we can actually demonstrate that there is a force of gravity. We can actually, because we see the attraction, we can actually demonstrate that something is less or more massive. These are things that actually are there. Whereas with religion, it's all pretty much rhetorical and theoretical about what you think will happen or what you imagine should happen and blah, blah, blah. Which is why we reject it in the first place, because it lacks evidence. Which brings me to the three types of atheists. So, your basic atheist is somebody like me, who you say you like you put something out there like some sort of extraordinary claim, like there's a God, and I say, no, I don't buy that claim because you don't have enough evidence for that claim. That's a basic atheist. Now, it goes a little bit left and a little bit right from there. A little bit left, that would be the agnostic folks. Those are people who say, I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't really know what the deal is. So I can't accept what you're saying, but at the same time, as far as I'm concerned, the jury is still out. Then there are the anti-theist. Now, those are the people who sort of proselytize atheists. Those are like your YouTube atheists, the people who go out of their way to shut down Christianity and Islam and other religions on purpose. And they do this because they feel a moral imperative to do so, because they feel that religion is a great evil that ultimately leads to greater evils. Now, I know I can understand why some of you wouldn't understand that, but that's all right. We're going to cover that. Now, part of the reason that I'm atheist is because I feel religion is secular. Like for most people, their religion is Monday through Saturday, they're a jump off, and then on Sunday, they wake up all early and they go to church. And me, I just feel like, you know what, why don't we just skip that? Why don't we skip that and use Sunday as a recovery day? Because, you know, you can do your thoughtness. You can do your thoughtness Monday through Saturday. Also, people that are religious are largely incapable of demonstrating their own religion. Not only in some sort of a supernatural sense, but just in the sense of what they say they believe in. Like, again, most people, and you don't have to be perfect, you know, nobody's perfect. I'm not saying you have to like be a perfect example and live up to standards of what you're saying. I'm saying, but you could at least try. And most people, it's like they barely even try. It's like some religious people, they're some of the most hateful, angry, deceitful people you'd ever meet. They're so authoritarian, trying to like impose what they believe on you. That brings me to the other thing. Religion tends to lead to tyranny and fascism, and this is why the anti-theists feel a moral imperative to shut it down. And there is probably no greater argument for that right now than Islam. Yeah, those people. Now Islam. Now they're people just like anybody else. You understand? But hmm. Ah, what up, Carlos? All right. So Islam. The thing about them, they Islam is not just Islam is not just a religion. Islam is like a political theory. Islam should be looked at the same way that they look at fascism or communism, because it has prescriptions within it. Within the Quran, they have prescriptions for exactly how you should treat people to achieve a specific result. And the end game of Islam is to spread Islam all over the world by force. Like they're not going, they don't intend, like ISIS does not intend to stop until everybody is Islamic or dead or enslaved. That's how they roll. There's this famous thing, like they have a tax. That's what they do. Like if you're not a Christian, they will tax you. If you're not, like, not Christian, I said Christian, I meant Islam. Like if you're not a Muslim according to what they say you should be as a Muslim, they have this tax that they impose upon you. So it's basically a shakedown. It's like you have to be a Muslim, or you have to pay this tax. And if you don't want to pay tax, we're either going to kill you or we're going to enslave you. And that's how they roll. It's entirely fascist and authoritarian, just like the Christian right. Mm. So yeah, that's my big thing. I don't like it when people try to. I'm all for liberty. I believe in like the principles that America was founded on. So I don't want anyone trying to impose their beliefs on somebody else, which is why I'm pretty much against it. I'm very much an ambivert. Like I go back and forth. I'm a centrist. Sometimes I'm more agnostic, and then other times I'm more anti-theist. Like when people try to put God inside the classroom, that's when I get anti-theist. Because like God is, in my opinion, God is one of three things. He either doesn't exist and you're projecting your own feelings and thoughts onto an imaginary idol, or he does exist and he's so weak that I really shouldn't give a fuck anyway because I can't notice him, or he does exist and he's all powerful like you say he is, and he just doesn't really give a fuck. Now, in either of those cases, I have no reason to change the way that I do things, which is again a reason that I'm an atheist. And I just covered that I think it's protection. I think so. Yeah, so I think it's projection. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted. I think that this is people taking their own values, their own ideas, and pushing them into like a personal idol that they say they're God. Because if you talk to people about who God is, they'll always tell you that they'll always give you a different answer. So I think that's the reason the answers vary, because what everybody approves of is different. So I mean, in closing, I don't really have a problem with religion. Like that's one of the freedoms that's protected in the Constitution. So if you want to be religious, you can be religious. I don't have a problem with people being religious. I just have a problem with religious people trying to impose their beliefs on other people. So as long as you stay within your little niche, your little hole, your little section that we've provided, it's okay. If you want to be religious in your mosque or your synagogue, at your church or at your home, that's cool. But you can't go outside of that and try to step on somebody else's liberty and like start policing them for orthodoxy, because that's fascist. And that's why that's why I'm an atheist, because I believe in liberty. I believe in freedom. I believe in self-determination. But again, that doesn't mean I don't care about you. That doesn't mean I don't respect you, because it's not what you believe. Your beliefs don't affect me. Your beliefs don't affect me, and they don't affect anyone else. Your beliefs affect you. But what does affect me is what you do, your actions. So as long as you act right, I don't particularly care what you believe. So, well, that being said, we'll go ahead and get to the show. By the way, Agnes in with it. Yeah, tag, you're it.